To Remembering Our Spirits from Around the Year with Emmett Fox, July 5th, 2023. An inexhaustible supply. As far as God is concerned, there is no check of any kind upon the amount of divine energy that we can appropriate, or therefore upon the things that we can do or be. Yet, for practical purposes, you can draw from the inexhaustible source only in accordance with the measure of your understanding, just as you can draw from water from the Atlantic only in accordance with the size of the vessel that you use. Almost everyone is foolishly content to fill their pitcher, small as it may be, to somewhere very short of the top. The true manner of God's working is illustrated by a simple anecdote. A certain man was working in his garden, assisted by his little girl, who had undertaken the task of watering the lawn by means of the usual rubber hose. Suddenly she cried out, "Daddy, the water has stopped." The father looked over and, taking in the situation quietly, said, "Well, take your foot off the hose, honey." The ultimate cause of all our troubles is just this. Behind all secondary and proximate causes lies the same primary mistake. We have been pressing our feet and the whole weight of our mentality upon the pipeline of life, and then complaining because the water does not flow. And the Lord shall guide you continually and satisfy your soul in drought. And you shall be like a watered garden and like a spring of water, whose waters fail not. John 58:11. Excuse me, not John. Cancel. Not John. Isaiah 58:11. I like this reading. I've said this before. Our thought lives create our reality. What we think, what we say, and how we behave create our external experiences. Stand guard at the door to your thought life. It is not easy to change negative, fear-based thinking that perhaps you've been experiencing and subconsciously choosing for decades. Remember, the professor at Stanford University, the neuroscientist, says that we have 60,000 thoughts in a day and 90% of them are repetitive. 90%. So if in fact you are correcting your way of thinking, it's gonna be a brainer in the beginning. It was for me. It was for me. And there are days today where it can be a brainer. And you're worth it. Having one experience of being in conscious contact with the mind of the love, the infinite eternal love that we are, is worth the practice. Be mindful of what your thoughts are today. Invite the universe to transform your ego fear-based thoughts into its love and its truth. Be gentle with yourself. Be willing to pick up a spiritual practice to correct your thinking. It's perception and belief correction. And it's the meaning that we've assigned to ourselves that we also are to correct. We cannot control how people treat us, especially in childhood and in our youth. We cannot. However, We can control the meaning that we've assigned to ourselves around the experiences that we had from the treatment of our primary caregivers. Many of us have had traumas in our childhood, and we carry deep childhood wounds. Those 100% can be healed. How are they healed? Awareness is the first step. Awareness is the first step. Then you pick up a tool willing to correct that thinking and to correct that meaning. There are many modalities out there, cognitive behavioral therapy, EMDR, brain spotting. There are a number of therapeutic modalities out there that can help us and that have helped me. I personally use EMDR. There's tapping. There's also standing guard at the thought life to your brain. It's standing at the door to your thought life and telling those thoughts to shut up. And somebody suggested that I tell them to shut the F up. That's up to you. That is up to you. I choose cancel. 30 years ago, when I became aware that all I had were ego fear-based thoughts, my personal practice was and still is, God, I invite you into these ego fear-based thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, behaviors. Pick the words that work for you. And I am grateful that you transform them into your love and into your truth. And there are times when it was so dark and gnarly and I was in so much pain. I would say, Anne, please hurry the fuck up. Yes, I swore, and that is a prayer for me in my spiritual practice. If that doesn't work for you, disregard it. Disregard everything I'm saying if it doesn't work for you. You take the best for you and you leave the rest. I am one instrument. I'm one instrument sharing practices, ideas, tools, theories, exercises of being in conscious contact with God and walking through the internal obstacles in the way of the love that is within us that we're all seeking for. It's not to be found outside of us. It's to be found within us, within you. Walk through those obstacles. You're worth it. Have a blessed day.